Hey y'all, welcome back to What We're Gonna Renovate. Doing things a little differently this time. I put together a little slideshow for you to show you the final result with all the accoutrements. Hello! For the love of peas and biscuits, Bernard, don't sneak up on a guy like that. Didn't think you'd be available today. I'm feeling a lot better, thank you. So you show up just in time to criticize my work, huh? Work is work. Whether you did a good job is another matter. Let's just get on with the show. We're going to kick things off in the front corridor. Go to the next slide. This here's the view from just inside the front door. You can see the all the way to the back door there. I added a mirror. See that mirror back there on the wall? Couldn't find a good picture to put there. Couldn't really find anything in the tablet store to put there, but I did find that mirror. Found that nice little painting. Thought it complemented the gray, being blue, and matched with the bench there. But go to the next slide. Turned around, took a picture of the front door and the garage door, and a painting I threw up on that wall to kind of blend that and the living room together, and kind of tie in the colors of the front area. You got the browns and the grays and the blue and the I think the other color was copper in the living room, but thought that looked like a cool painting and it worked in that area, so I just threw it there. Here's a view from the back door. Now you might have noticed in the first slide, you can kind of see it in the through the door there. I took off that rack that was on the brick veneer, and I replaced it with a stand-up rack for the coat rack. Pardon me. And I think the black looks better there anyway. They didn't have a black option of the other one, and the lines in that area just kind of looked odd with the horizontal line nearly intersecting the diagonal line, and it just kind of looked off, so I switched it out for that. It's got a little umbrella rack, which I may or may not use. I typically just wear a raincoat. If I were to use an umbrella, I'd probably learn to fight with it, because I seen in these kung fu movies, some people use an umbrella. It's a great defensive tool there. But that's the only reason I'd ever get a umbrella, really. One more picture just kind of shows from just inside the back door. You can kind of see into the kitchen there, but kind of gives more of a paintings and how they coalesce with everything, and the coat rack there. But yeah, so that's the front corridor, and next we'll move on up to the living room that you can see in there. So we'll go to the next slide. The living room. Bernard, you didn't have anything to say on the front corridor? Oh, I didn't know you wanted me to comment on the house stuff. Thought I'd just sit and watch and chime in when it got to the outdoors. Well, you can do that too, but feel free to, if you think of something, chime in. Okay. Looking into the living room from the front corridor there, added that little lamp on the far side, and not much. Oh, on the coffee table added a couple things, a set of coasters and a little candle and some pebbles there. Couldn't find a centerpiece for the table there. Was thinking of flowers, but I'm not too big on flowers in the house there. It's enough to have them on the table there. Enough of a country feel to make it feel a little cozy, but you know, Mildred would have had flowers in the center of the table there. Would she? Yep. It was one of her favorite things. Flowers all over the place. I guess that's a nice memory. Yep. This is looking in from the kitchen. I guess the front door was open when I took this picture. Fortunately, no one walked in. Wasn't it closed before? It was. I'm not sure who opened it. I might have opened it to step out to get some fresh air after I took the last picture, but... Well, as long as no extra little critters got in, that's good, I suppose. Oh yeah, that, suppose I should do a check for critters. We'll do that later. Just hope none of them got into the walls, otherwise that would be a real mess. That happened to me one time. It did? Yep. Pack of raccoons got in the back door after going through my garbage. They tore up the kitchen and then made a nest in the garage. Raccoons made a nest. Yep. Built themselves a little one-bedroom condo. How'd you get them out? Oh, you know. A broom. A broom, huh? Yep. Works like a charm in the movies. Don't see how it wouldn't work in real life. Suppose not. Alright, so that's the living room. We'll move on to kitchen. I had, you can see I got some dishes and stuff out there. You see the toaster and the microwave. Heard somebody pronounce it microwave one day on a video. It was the funniest thing ever. Add a little bowl of fruit there, some apples. I like apples. Those aren't picked from the trees outside yet, but those are store-bought. But apples. Needed a place that I could put apples where I could walk by, pick up an apple, take a bite out of it. I got me some cutting boards, got a stove, pardon me, got my dish rack set up back there, probably see it in a little bit. Got some coffee by the coffee makers, nice little water bottle. Been carrying that around with me. But yeah, so that's that picture. And then there's another little bit wider view. I found that sign at another garage sale, and I like to cook here and there, so I thought it might be a nice little accent to the kitchen. More of a on the nose view of the kitchen there. Nothing changed, just showing everything. When I first started taking pictures of this stuff, I had the lights off, and I didn't realize it till I was halfway through taking pictures, and I was told myself I should have the lights on. People could see this stuff better. Yep, that's what the lights do. Make people see things better. Thanks for that, Bernard. Oh, that's nice. Is that... Yep, that's Mildred's design. Part of it, anyway. We'll see the rest later. I see you got some garlic, and what is that? That is, I think that's some basil and some oregano. Parsley. Or some such. Bought those herbs from the store. Mostly for decoration, but I might use them one day and just replenish them. But and then here's out the other window over the sink. Oh, that's nice. I see you kind of put things wherever. Well, we didn't actually have a blueprint yet, Bernard. You hadn't made one yet. I know. But common sense, put some of these things in certain areas. Well, I ain't a landscaper like you, Bernard. If you didn't get sick, you could have done whatever the heck you wanted there and made sure it was done right. Well, I guess we'll see what it's like when we get out there. Maybe I'm just seeing things from my perspective in here. But, I mean, it still looks pretty. Well, thank you. Alright, moving on. We'll show you the man cave next. Now this man cave ain't a man cave like most would think, with the dead animals and the pool table and the bar and the sports memorabilia. I showed this briefly in one of the first episodes of the series here, but we'll go to the next slide. I only have a couple of pictures. It's that cyber computer room or whatever the heck, but it's just that, nothing fancy. That's what I call my man cave. I go there to think sometimes and just desensitize when there's too much input going on. It's like those, you ever seen them, Bernard, the desensitizing pods? No? What are they? Oh, well, it's like a enclosed thing. I think there's some that are either beds or like they're tubs of water or something like that. You can go in and it's just like they close on you like a coffin, and it's like pitch black in there and it's dead silent, and it's like muting everything on your senses so that you kind of reset. Why would you want to do that? Well, because the input from like daily life, there's so much going on these days that people need to get away from it in a certain way, so they do this desensitizing stuff. So this is my desensitization pod. Well, whatever you need to do, I suppose. Yeah, it does help. Kind of shuts out the world a little bit. It does a reset. I couldn't do the pitch blackness, but this I like. Blue, relaxing color, black and gray, all that. Let's move on to the next slide. Now in my garage, I had said I wasn't gonna do much, just throw up some shelves and some other things like workout things. So here's a picture of the space, including the shelves in that back corner, and some of the workout equipment there. And here's another full view of the workout area. Not much there, but just thought I'd show you the complete picture. We'll go to the next slide. The upstairs corridor. It's just one picture. If you remember, I had that car painting picture in my study, which is that door at the very end there on the right. But I decided to move it out to this corridor because I added windows in the study, and I'll show you them in a bit. But that's the only. I added another bench. See that bench on the far side there? Found another one just like it at an antique store, and I meant like that first one that I had said I found in the dumpster. What are you dumpster diving for furniture for? You make enough money. Well, people be throwing stuff away that is perfectly useful. Thought I might add an extra decorative element to it, to this corridor. Okay. The manly bathroom? Yeah. I call it the manly bathroom for this presentation because in the episode I said manly a lot when working on this bathroom. You'll see. See? All the manly colors. Added some black marble or black granite little accessories by the sink there, and added a toilet paper rack there. Put in that table back there. Couldn't find anything to put on it. Was gonna put some towels, but conventional wisdom suggests that the proximity of towels to a shower or any type of water means that they're gonna get wet and thus be unuseful. So I didn't do that. But I did add some towels on the far wall there, and that extra hanging decoration there. Thought that was pretty nifty. There were a lot of curves in here, curves and straight lines, but thought that might add some angles in there. I mean, they had angles from the light fixture, but there were squares and amoeba looking shapes, so I figured some angles were in order like that. So yeah, and if you didn't see it, if I didn't show it to you before, I changed out that window with magic, but that window didn't match the aesthetic as much as I thought it would, so I switched it out. So that's all that is. We'll move on to the next slide. My bedroom. Nothing much I added here except that cello. Thought this might be a nice place to set it up to come in and play. I'll get a folding chair, maybe a music stand or something. I just saw that cello at the music store and picked it up while I was thinking of it, but yeah, not too much change in this. My grandpappy had a simple bedroom, just dresser, bed and nightstand and whatever else. Nothing too extravagant or filled with accoutrements. But one only fills one's bedroom with lots of accoutrements if one plans to retreat there for long periods of time, which I don't. So, on to the next. My study. Nothing really changed here from the last time I showed it, but I discovered I switched out the light switch, which you can't see in this shot, but switched out the light switch and suddenly 2 lights didn't work. So I guess my electrician skills need some polishing. But I added a couple windows, removed one of the fixtures from that far wall and added that window, and then that other window to get in some natural light there. And then I can't remember, I think I showed switching out that chair, but yeah, not too much done in this place except windows. So that's my study. Now we'll look at the book nook. So I came in here and had this idea for just a little corner of the world where I could come and read a book. Different than the desensitizing room, or my man cave, but this is one view. Got a little globe on the table there, some books in there. You gonna fill out the rest of them shelves? I hope to. There's so many books out there that are great reading. I see you got a set of encyclopedias. Yep, those are encyclopedias. Probably outdated now, huh? I wager, probably long outdated, but still cool to keep around. Here's a view from the door. I added those pictures, just little escapes to kind of set the mood, and little antique telescope there. You expect to be able to look out of that thing? No. Try to look into the future? No. It just sits there. It's an ornament. You know what an ornament is, right? Yeah, something that just sits around and isn't useful at all. Well, this is the book nook. Move on from here and go to the yard. This is where Bernard's going to shine. Bernard can walk us through what he had planned before he got sick. So what I'm going to show you with the yard first is a moving slideshow or slide segment of the before and after of the pictures I took at first. Took some before pictures from each corner of the property, but somehow I ended up with 6 pictures, even though Oh, I know what I did. I took a picture from each corner of the property, and then I took a picture looking down long ways through the backyard and trying to kind of get a sense of the layout, like imagining what it would look like when it's done. But so we'll start off with, I guess, a random picture and go from there. And Bernard, you can chime in and give a little background of or whatever about the pictures. And so here we go. Okay, let's see here. We got this before picture. We got this before picture. Okay. Well, that gazebo is kind of in the way, isn't it? We'll look at the other side of the backyard there. Okay. And then around to the front yard, I guess. Did you really leave your scaffolding sitting out? Yes, I did. I didn't know if I needed to get up on the roof. Okay, looks all right. I don't know if I'd trust your picture taking skills, Trent. Looks like you could use some work. Well, it ain't my fault that everything's in the way of where I was standing. Did you get other pictures? Yes, I did. Well, let's see those. Just hold your horses. This is a picture. I stepped to the side of the gazebo so I could look down the long ways of the backyard there, so you can see more of how it all looks together. And then here's a picture, Bernard, of sitting on the bench next to the pond from Mildred's design that you gave me. You can see the stones curling around to the entrance of the gazebo and the bushes around there. You added a fire pit? Yeah. I like fires. I like campfires. Why didn't you just leave Mildred's design as it was? 'Cause I like campfires. It's my house too, Bernard. You said yourself you only put little bits in projects, not the whole thing. I suppose that was you who added the Adirondack chairs there. Yeah, that was me. I like Adirondack chairs. Here's the view from one of them. Sitting next to the campfire looking out over Mildred's pond. Oh, that's nice, I guess. Yeah, it's a nice view. Looking out over the water, over my garden over there. That's your plan too, by the way. I didn't change any of it. Well, that's good. And then this shot of this porch light. I stepped out the back door and I turned and I saw that light in the corner of my eye. I thought it looked very dynamic. So I thought I'd grab a snapshot of it. You can see Mildred's gazebo in the back there, and a little bit of my little BBQ area there. And here's a shot of the BBQ area, more in depth. Not much to it, but there it is. Prep table and the charcoal grill and my little chair. And then Bernard, here's your forest you were looking at earlier out the kitchen window. What do you think of it now? Well, it still could use some work. I mean, it looks nice, but ain't no pleasing you, is there? Well, I mean, you could have waited for me. What? Why? I would have gotten better in a few days, then I'd have come and done this myself. Well, I didn't want to wait that long. I had a schedule to keep. Okay. Here's the other view. Oh, that's good. What's that blank spot on the left there? Empty spot in the trees. Oh, I couldn't figure out what to put there. When I was planting the trees, I had a little trouble getting around them, and it just kind of ended up like that. I knew you should have waited for me. Well, never mind. Let's just move on. Here's the tool shed that I had a heck of a time building. Grapes and garden plants there. Those sprouted already? You bet they did. Here's another view of them. What did you plant? Carrots and I can't remember what else I put in there. What'd you use to make them grow? That Miracle Grow stuff. Stuff's amazing. It's a dang miracle. Now we're here back to the front yard, and you can kind of see in the porch there that I added some things. Got a rocking chair there. Old geezer. Hey, takes one to know one. But I added some plants, hanging plant there, and there's a table you see in this picture. Table with a plant on it, and another one of them porch lights that like I had on the back. And you can see the when I talked about the solar lights before, how I'd line them up along the pathway to make it look like I was coming in for a landing. Well, there you go. So, and the end. That's all I had. That's the whole project. Hope you enjoyed watching as I worked through it and did what I could in Bernard's absence. Well, I guess this means I'll just have to come back for the next project. You better. You're the landscaping guy. You apparently had a problem with how I did things. But that's all for now, I guess. We'll talk to you on the next project. See y'all.